freeholders. Have a wonderful evening. My name is Cheryl Sinskevich. I'm going to change things up a little bit.
I'm sorry, can you just say what town you're from?
I grew up in Union Township, in Union County right now. I'm actually living in Bridgewater in Somerset County.
Thanks.
Just to preemptively kind of give a little background as to why I'm here speaking. I grew up horseback riding as an equestrian at Watchung Stables. I spent about 10 years riding there in all of those trails. And at that time, it was about the 90s, so there were mountain bikers there. And never once did we have an issue, and we would have lines of horses coming through there. They would stop, they would get off their bikes, they would let us pass, and then continue on their way. Additionally, I have been working in the environmental industry for over 10 years. Most recently, I was working, I'm a former NJDEP employee for compliance and enforcement as well as sustainability. And I have been reading through people's concerns about and questions they have about the environment, and they're all very valid, especially, the studies and wanting to do all this. I know one of the concerns that people are having with threatened and endangered species, as documented, there's only 3 species within the park that are threatened habitat for the species, not necessarily them occupying that space per se. As well as, there are some wetland areas near the water bodies. And, I know that was the main concern is the disturbance to those animals within the park, plant life within the park. A majority, there's a good portion of the new trail that would be installed that would also be using some of the old trail features. I know that park is inside now. So there are trails that aren't on the map that are definitely there, and they're established, and they've been established. Any area that's crossing a water body is already an existing trail, and there have been numerous studies done. California, Washington, especially out in areas with much more sensitive habitat and possible loss, erosion loss, the impact of mountain biking on those areas, and erosion, as well as habitat destruction and wildlife disturbance. And all those studies have shown that mountain bikes do not contribute any more than a hiker would to soil erosion within the trail, wildlife disturbance. The noted disturbance is usually the initial implementation of the trail. And then beyond that, the wildlife adjusts to what's around them, especially with Watchung Reservation in particular. I know fragmentation was a concern of some people. There are 2 roads that cut through the reservation already, as well as 20 miles of existing trails. And that's documented with the county, not including everything else that's kind of been built over the years. I know that people are trying to preserve the pristine of the park. From a scientific standpoint, the park is already fragmented. With the trails that are existing, as well as the roadways cutting through the area. So the wildlife that's there has already adjusted, has already become accustomed to the activity of the people that are there, the amount of trails that are there, and the types of erosion that is happening with the trails. And some of these trails, I've seen trails get decommissioned over the years. I've been there since I'm 34, so through the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, through the 90s. I've seen trails that were just very poorly built, and that's why they eroded. It didn't have anything to do with necessarily mountain bikers being on the trails, in the 90s. It was a trail that went down the fault line of a particular hillside, and that's where the water runoff went. That's where the erosion went. Water finds the least path of resistance, and so that's where it followed. And that's where a lot of the trails started to become. So, the impacts are very, very minimal. And, knowing DEP regulations and politics behind all that, the DEP doesn't have necessarily any regulations when it comes to trail building in parks. I spoke to somebody, they have no regulations with proximity of trails to a property boundary. They don't have anything for that because it's not, in their eyes, they don't see it as something that's impacting that habitat so greatly that it needs to be, they need to direct themselves.
Thank you, you've done yourself. Thank you for your comments.